It was a cold, starless night in 2002 when the U.S. Special Forces were on a mission deep in the heart of Kandahar, Afghanistan. Their objective was to locate and neutralize a high-ranking Taliban leader. Unbeknownst to them, they would soon encounter something beyond their wildest imaginations. The team, led by Captain Mike Harlow, trekked cautiously through the rugged terrain. They had been navigating the mountain's landscape for several hours when they came across a narrow cave entrance shrouded in the darkness. Little did they know that this cave held a secret as old as the mountains themselves. The unit's scout, Sergeant Jameson, was the first to notice a foul, pungent smell coming from the cave. As the team approached, they began to hear deep, guttural growls emanating from within. Captain Harlow, realizing that this might not be a Taliban hideout but rather something far more dangerous, ordered his men to proceed with extreme caution. With their weapons drawn and their senses on high alert, they entered the cave. They ventured further into the darkness, guided only by the dim beams of their flashlights. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a sight that defied logic. A giant humanoid creature towering over 12 feet tall and covered in thick, matted hair. The creature was hunched over, feasting on the remains of a Taliban fighter. The team, frozen in disbelief, watched as the creature devoured its meal with ferocity. It was at that moment that the giant sensed their presence. With a roar that shook the very ground they stood on, the Kandahar Giant lunged at the soldiers. Captain Harlow and his team fought bravely, their gunfire echoing through the cave. The beast was relentless, swiping at them with its enormous arms and causing rocks and debris to tumble down at them. In the end, with one final thunderous roar, the giant fell to the ground defeated. The soldiers were left in awe of what they had encountered, a creature that defied explanation, but they knew they had a mission to complete, so they pressed on. The story of the Kandahar Giant would forever be etched into their memories, a testament to the unknown and mysterious depths of the world. Long ago, in the ancient lands of Afghanistan, a small village nestled in the shadow of a mountain range was plagued by a terrifying creature. The villagers lived in constant fear of the beast they called the Kandahar Giant, a being of immense size and strength. This being was said to tower over the tallest men, standing at least 12 feet tall with thick matted hair covering its entire body. The villagers knew that their lives were in danger as the creature had already claimed several of their own. They prayed to their gods for help, but their pleas were met with silence. One day, a brave young warrior named Sadiq embarked on a perilous journey to confront the Kandahar Giant. He ventured deep into the mountains, following the trail of destruction left by the beast. As he climbed higher and higher, he found the remains of the creature's precious victims, a gruesome sight that only strengthened his resolve. Sadiq eventually reached the giant's lair, a dark, foreboding cave among the jagged rocks. With courage in his heart, he entered the cavern and faced the Kandahar Giant. The battle that ensued was fierce, and Sadiq fought valiantly against the monstrous being. The villagers could hear the roars of the creature echoing through the mountains, a chilling reminder of the battle taking place. After hours of intense combat, Sadiq emerged from the cave, his clothes torn and his body battered. Behind him, the lifeless body of the Kandahar Giant lay in the darkness. Sadiq had triumphed, and the villagers were finally free from the terror that had haunted them for so long. The legend of the Kandahar Giant lived on in the village, passed down through generations. While the creature had been vanquished, the story served as a reminder of the bravery of the one young warrior and the mysterious nature of the world. Now, both of those stories were likely false, but now we're going to get into 3 theories as to what might be behind the Kandahar Giant stories. Theory number 1. The Kandahar Giant is a lost species of humanoid. This theory suggests that the Kandahar Giant is an unknown species of hominoid, a relic from the bygone era that managed to survive in the isolated mountains of Afghanistan. While it's true that new species are discovered from time to time, the idea of an unknown hominid species living in modern times is highly unlikely. Scientific research and fossil evidence suggest that there are no such species of hominids that have ever existed, especially not ones as massive as the Kandahar Giant. Debunked. The current understanding of human evolution, as well as the lack of any concrete evidence to such a species, makes this theory implausible. Theory number 2. The Kandahar Giant is an extraterrestrial being. Some propose that the Kandahar Giant is actually an extraterrestrial being, either stranded or intentionally left on Earth by an alien species. Proponents of this theory often cite the creature's unique appearance and seemingly unnatural abilities as evidence of its otherworldly origin. Debunked. There is no empirical evidence to support the existence of extraterrestrial life, let alone a massive humanoid creature from another planet. This theory relies heavily on speculation and conjecture, and there is no scientific basis to support it. The third and final theory. The Kandahar Giant is a government experiment gone wrong. Another theory posits that the Kandahar Giant is the result of a top-secret government experience. It is believed that the creature was either intentionally created or accidentally mutated as a result of government research, and that it subsequently escaped from a hidden laboratory. Debunked. While it's true that governments around the world would have conducted covert research in the past, there is no credible evidence to suggest that any such experiments have resulted in the creation of a 12-foot humanoid creature. Furthermore, any evidence for this theory is purely speculative and often relies on conspiracy theories, which are not a reliable source of information. In conclusion, the Kandahar Giant remains a fascinating tale that has captured the imagination of many. While the stories surrounding the creature are certainly dramatic and intriguing, there is no scientific evidence to support any of the proposed theories mentioned above. The lack of verifiable information and the implausibility of these theories led us to believe that the Kandahar Giant is likely a myth or a legend rather than a genuine unexplained phenomenon. It is likely that the 2002 example is a story created by soldiers to scare oncoming soldiers. It's likely that people that had been deployed for a while in Afghanistan created those legends to scare the new soldiers that were just being deployed in Afghanistan, to cause them to have paranoia and just to mess with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed for more content just like this. I upload twice a week, as you can tell, on my channel. Nothing's really kicked off yet, but I'm really hoping that it will kick off because I make quality content. I invest hours into this content, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.